everybody, this is Kenda. How are you guys all doing today? I just wanted to say welcome to our brand new Live at 5 Cooking Kinda Clean with Kenda. So today what we're gonna do is we are actually going to cook a Mediterranean stuffed chicken breast with bacon and have a few other things that go along with it. So I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to really kind of start cooking clean. Now here's the thing, if you're joining in, you know, at some of these I'm going to be able to say, hey, how you doing? Other times if I do that I might actually cut my finger off, which is a bad thing. So I kind of want to show you guys how this is done, and then later I'm going to provide some of the recipes a little bit more in depth so that you're going to be able to see exactly what's going on. I'm also going to kind of show you how I'm doing it and what I'm doing. On a few things, I've already pre-done a few things, and I will provide the recipes for those as well. So, but in the meantime, I just want to say hi to everyone that's joining. I'm so glad that you're here. You know, feel free to chime in, talk amongst yourselves. If I catch it, I'm going to say hi back, like, hi Tom, hi Jenna, hi Shanice, how are you guys doing? I'm glad you're here. So, all right, so just so that you know, I'm actually starting with a lot of things that you can get at your local grocery store, okay? I didn't have to go to a specialty food store for any of this because what's the fun in that? But I'm going to show you a few tricks, or maybe not so much tricks, what I use in the kitchen anyway. First and foremost, got my hair back, right? Because home cooking doesn't necessarily have to have hair in the food. So, and my hair's long, so it tends to come back. So, the first thing we're going to need, and I'm going to walk everyone over here so that you can kind of see, put your oven on 375. I've also got a burner already going, so I have that ready, and I've got some water getting ready to boil because I want to make sure that that's going. So just so that we have more things going at any given time. All right, so now I'm going to put the phone down so that you guys can kind of see. Oh, wait, I take that back. I'm going to show you some of the ingredients I'm using today. You can go easy, or if you have a lot more time, you can actually do some of these on your own. Like, for example, I've got roasted red peppers, I've got sun-dried tomatoes, I've got garlic. You know, when I'm in a really fun mood, I will make all this stuff from scratch. I'll actually go roast the bell peppers on my own. You know, if I've got fresh tomatoes from the garden in summer, I'll actually do the sun drying myself and putting them in olive oil to store, you know, by the same thing. I've also got olives of different kinds. I've got the Kalamata olives, I've got some capers, I've got some green and black olives, regular sun-dried tomatoes, salt and pepper, olive oil, and avocado oil. That's pretty much all that I'm using today, in addition to some natural herbs. I've got rosemary, I've got basil, and I've got thyme. All right, and these sorts of things are actually going to give us some really interesting things, and I'm going to show you what this is. This right here in the green, this is basil pesto, very easy to make. All you need is a little bit of Parmesan cheese, some olive oil, some pine nuts, a few things like that, and basil, obviously garlic. All right, this one right here is tomato pesto. All right, tomato pesto is just as easy to make. Same thing, salt and pepper, pine nuts, you know, use some cheese, some Parmesan, hard block Parmesan cheese, and then grate it yourself. And this is an olive tapenade. Now the olive tapenade, I use that because here's the thing, I really cannot stand the texture of olives. I can't stand the texture of mushrooms either, but I love the flavors that they impart to food. So when I make something into a tapenade, I can actually deal with it, and I can use it as a spread. I can use it on all kinds of different things, and I love how it tastes, even if I hate the texture of the actual thing itself. But for today, we're also going to be using some of the olives, right? So I've got some already cut up right there. All right, so we're going to get started. If you're just now joining us, fantastic. What I am going to go ahead and do, just so that we're prepared, is I'm going to go ahead and turn the water up so it will start boiling for the pasta. And I am actually using a gluten-free pasta, right? All right. Easy to buy, tastes pretty good because I've used this before, and I'm not big on, you know, everything's got to be gluten-free, but I wanted to try that one time, and it's actually really good. You can't taste the difference, and it's nice. They're al dente. It's very, very good. So I'm going to put this down so that you guys can kind of see what I'm about to do. All right. Hi. All right, so we're here. Here's my little workspace. All right. Now chicken. All right, my chicken breast I've had it kind of in my refrigerator. I put everything, when I'm marinating, I put everything into a Ziploc baggie. These things are fantastic. What I've got this marinating with right now, just a little tiny bit of garlic and some rosemary. That's it, fresh rosemary, little tiny bit of garlic. Nothing else, all right? But anything that I marinate in the refrigerator, I actually put into a Ziploc bag. It's easy cleanup for me after the fact. So then, we take our chicken breasts right out here, and I'll be able to use that that rosemary, and I'll cook with it here in just a little bit, so it doesn't necessarily have to go to waste. Okay, so then in order to slit your chicken breast, you actually need a very, very thick knife, or a very sharp knife. Okay, and you want to kind of go with the meaty part right here. So you're going to kind of cut through the chicken breast. Be very, very careful. At this point, I'm going to kind of stop watching you guys so I can see what I'm doing to cut it. All right, so then we're going to cut through. All right, and you're going to make what looks like a little pita pocket, all right, for your chicken breast. Let me go do my other one. Okay, so glad you guys are here joining me. All right, this is going to be a yummy dinner, right? All right, so now we have another little pocket. Oh, the other thing that I cooked, because remember I said we're cooking kind of clean, this is still the South. Everything is better with bacon, right? All right, so this is actually going to have some bacon with it. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do to make that bacon better. All right? Can you actually make bacon better? I don't know that that's possible. Either way, we're using some bacon, so we're going to try to make it better. All right, I also have a lot of paper towels, and so I'm always using paper towels just because I want to make sure that my hands aren't doing anything weird. Okay, so the first thing we've got right now is our chicken. And I am going to grab the roasted bell pepper, and I'm going to do this in two different ways. I'm going to do one way and one the easy way, or what I consider the easy way. So I've got my roasted bell peppers right here. All right, so the first thing you want to do is pull out some roasted bell peppers. All right, so, and then you're going to insert those into your fun little, and I'm just going to do this because this is easier for me. All right, we're going to put those inside your chicken breast. Come here, you. All right, I think I'll half that one. Okay, don't overstuff, because if you overstuff, you're not going to be able to close them. All right, so that one's a little bit bigger too, so I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut it in half. Because I would rather make it to where I can close my chicken breast and have something that's relatively pretty, and I've tried this before, just so y'all know. So I've got one cooking right now, and they may or may not be pretty when we're done. We'll see, but I can guarantee you they're going to taste good. So we've got the roasted bell pepper that's right inside there, and then on this one, I am also, and I'm going behind you to get the, well, here we go, see, it changed. All right, just so you can see, I'm also using the sun-dried tomatoes right back here, and that's holding up my phone, so there you go. So if the phone drops, I'll pick it up in just a moment. So I've also put sun-dried tomatoes in there, and isn't that going to be pretty? That's going to be beautiful. On this one, I am using olive halves, okay? I just buy the whole olives because that way I need them for other stuff. I'm using some black ones, some green ones, and I'm just kind of poking them in there. And I am also using a couple of the Kalamata olives, all right? Gives it some really nice flavor. All right, so we've got that in there. Here's the other thing that I want to do. I also want to use some basil. All right, so I'm going to stuff some basil in there, right? This gets really full after a while, and I'll show you how come I have made it a little bit easier to do. All right, we also have thyme. Now, thyme is one of those tricky things. If you don't like the stems on thyme, thyme is great. All you have to do is hold it where it would attach at the bottom, so you want to hold it from the top, and then all you have to do is pull it. Like you used to pull on, sorry, my hands are wet. Like you used to pull on honeysuckle. You remember when you would pull on the honeysuckle and it would come out? Do the same thing with thyme. And if your fingers aren't wet and sticky, this usually works out really well. All right, hold up, because I'll show you. But that's how you get, that's what picking thyme is, and you can do that very, very easily with dry hands. All right, so, but you just hold it and you can pull the leaves straight down against the grain. There you go, see how that one worked? All right, you just pull it straight down, and it's going to come right off. All right. If you don't mind the stems, just use the whole thing, just like that, and you can just put it right inside. All right. So now we've got basil in there. We've got some thyme in there. Don't worry about the rosemary. That one's pretty big. All right. Don't forget, we want to use some bacon, right? So here's what I've done. I've gone ahead and pre-cooked bacon. All right. You can pre-cook it in the oven, and that is a really great way to make sure you're draining all the fat. You can also do it in the microwave on some paper towels, also a really great way to make sure you're draining fat. Now here's the thing, cut the fat off, guys. If you cut the fat off, then the bacon is not nearly as bad for you. Yeah, it's still a little higher in fat, but you know what? It's better than if you had all the fat on it. May not taste quite as great, but it is good. So go ahead and take your bacon and stuff that on in that pocket too. Okay, so now we've got all that. And a little bit of the feta cheese. Okay, so this is where it gets kind of messy. All right, so now I have just stuffed that with some feta cheese, and we're going to hold that. Better to have most of this stuff together and ready. You're ready to fold it over. I've got some toothpicks over here. If you have longer skewers, by the way, everyone, I'm moving, so just because I'm moving, I don't have all of my normal cooking tools available to me at the moment. So, so we're kind of making do with little things here and there. Usually I would use maybe a longer bamboo skewer, but this works really well if you're actually trying to work with some squirmy chicken. This also works on turkey breasts very, very well. All right, well, let me get this one skewered back in there. Excellent. All right, so when you're done, you've got a pocket, right? All right, and that's a nice big full pocket. And we're just going to place that over to the side for right now. All right, we've got our other one. Now remember I said I was going to show you the easy way to do this and the hard way? That was the hard way, in my opinion. What I prefer to do is, like I showed you earlier, the pesto that I made, the tapenade that I made, the sun-dried tomato pesto that I made, all of those, it makes it just a little bit easier. So now, taking this one right here, I am actually going to take another leaf of basil. All right, I'm going to stick that right inside. I'm going to start with that. And then I'm going to take some sun-dried bell pepper, and yeah, that flopped out. All right, so little sun-dried bell pepper. Everyone following along? Hey, Trisha, how you doing? Hi, Gary. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and put the sun-dried bell pepper in there. And now I'm going to take a little bit of the tapenade, right? So I don't have to really worry, because this is the one I don't really like I don't like the texture of olives. But when I have it all together after I've mixed it up in my food processor, that works out great, right? So then I can also do the same thing with the basil, right? If I want a more basil taste to it, which I personally do. So I'm going to add a little bit more basil to the inside of it. Perfect. All right. And again with the sun-dried tomatoes. So now I'm actually going to use the sun-dried tomatoes on this, because for the sun-dried tomato pesto, I'm going to use that on the pasta that I've got going here in just a little bit. All right, so remember, we're trying to keep things easy because everyone's working, everyone's doing things, right? So we're trying to keep things relatively easy. The pestos, the tapenades, those I can put in the refrigerator, store up to a week. So I can use this on so many different things, whether it's the bread, that we're eating, or whether it's, chicken or different dips that we need. So I can do this on all kinds of different things. So we're going to go ahead and now put the feta cheese in, right? See how much easier this is? And this is going to be a really nice one to cut into. All right, so now I'm going to put the feta cheese right inside. Again, we have the whole little pocket thing. And let me make sure I don't have any, time. Almost missed the time. All right, someone's got to remind me about time. Everyone knows I'm always a little short on time, right? So, so let me put some of the thyme in. I am a very big proponent of fresh herbs. I have a very big fresh herb garden right outside my window. But like I said, I want to make sure that everyone can get all the ingredients necessary at whatever is convenient to you. For me, that convenience is probably Walmart. And so that's where a lot of this came. But the better ingredients you're using, the better it's going to taste. Did I forget bacon? Oh my gosh, I almost forgot the most important thing, right? The bacon. All right, so let's go ahead and stick some more bacon in there. Because bacon's good. Bacon makes it better, right? Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and, well, my toothpick keeps breaking. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and skewer this together. And you know what? If it doesn't skewer exactly like it's supposed to, that's okay, because it's going to go in a shallow baking dish and you're going to bake it anyway. Just try to make sure that you can get as much stuffed in there as you possibly can that you like to eat. That's the thing about cooking, is just because you see a recipe in there, don't think that you can't change it. Change it to how you like to eat, because that's what it's all about. You're the one that has to feed your family. You're the one that has to feed yourself. So change it and make sure that you are eating what you enjoy. So I have now got my, let me get another, this one's going to look a little bit like Frankenstein when I'm done, because I'm trying so hard to keep it together. Right, excellent. Another option you can do, and I may try this next time, is to wrap the outside in bacon, but unfortunately at that point you're actually still getting that bacon fat. All right, so let's take a moment. We're going to walk right over here to where we're about to start the pasta. We're going to go ahead and start that pasta boiling. All right, woohoo. All right, there we go. So we're going to start the pasta boiling, and we're going to put a little olive oil in there and a little teeny tiny bit of salt, because we do not want it to stick, right? So you guys measure it out at home. I'm actually pretty good at what I do, so you don't need a whole lot. Now, we've also got a skillet. See the skillet? In that skillet, I've got a teeny tiny bit of olive oil because that is what I'm going to use to saute the chicken. Give me one moment. I'm heating up that skillet real quick. I'm going to saute that chicken. And then, here, boiling back there. All right, that may be a little too warm, so once I get my chicken back over there, we'll see what needs to happen. Yeah, it is starting to, okay, so go with a medium heat. Just a medium heat. You don't need to go very, very hot. All right, and then we're just going to start sauteing chicken. All right, and I'm going to turn the heat down on it before it gets too terribly much. All right, now, while that's sauteing on one side, the next thing you want to do is get a small little baking dish. I've got several, so bear with me. All right, so we're going to get our small little baking dish right now. Just little glass baking dish. I'm going to get our olive or avocado oil. Either one is very, very good. And you're just going to put a very small amount in there, very, very small. And then chicken stock. Now, normally I make my own chicken stock. I don't have any right now, so we're going to just use a nice gluten-free, organic chicken stock. Something that's nice, thick, and really good for us. And we're just going to put it a little bit on the bottom. All right, so now we're going to take some of our rosemary. Remember some of our herbs that we were using before? Some of our thyme. Let's do some of our thyme. And let's use a little bit more basil. Doesn't that sound good? Okay. And because I had some lemon left over from making the tapenade, I'm just going to squeeze a little bit in there. Give it a little extra flavor bump. All right, get the seed out. Okay, so now we've got herbs. See how the herbs are just kind of sitting in the bottom of the pan? All right, so that's going to be perfect. Now we're going to walk back over here for a moment. All right, we're going to see if I can set this up. Hey, looky there. Coffee. That's my coffee pot. You guys are sitting on my coffee pot while I finish doing this. So basically what you just want to do is sear the outside of your chicken. Okay, you want to sear the outside of your chicken because the rest of it is going to get baked. See how that works? Any questions that I've got for you guys so far? You guys are still with me? Say hey. All right, nice to see you guys. I'm glad you guys are all here with me. Now, like I said, I like easy, but easy can be actually very good for us. So I want to show you what's next on the list here. Even though this is doing this, Walmart has got these wonderful, amazing things that you can toss in a microwave. Steamed veggies in like 3-second flat. So we're going to have some green beans with this tonight. All right, we're just going to go ahead and go ahead and start that. Okay, these are almost done. Just on that part because this is what I like to do. Now we're going to put these right just after they get a nice little brown to them. We're going to put those right on top of the herbs. Turn that off because that's hot. And then we're going to pop it right on into the oven. Okay, now, yeah, guess what, folks? I actually made two so that I could see how it worked and how it worked out. Okay, so we're going to put that in there on 375, and you know, I tend to change up a lot of things, so I like to make sure that all my meats are very, very well done, unless they're supposed to be rare. So at this point, I kind of like to look at everything and say, you know, we might look at that and we might stick that in for another 15 minutes or so, or another 10, another 5, just until it gets done. But I would say minimum when you're cooking something that's stuffed, you need to look at minimum 30 minutes, 45. These are very big chicken breasts, so what could have been done in 30 minutes, it looks like it's probably going to take us a little bit more, although they feel pretty good, to be honest. So they feel pretty good. And then as soon as the pasta is done, guess what we're going to toss on it? We're going to have some amazing tomato pesto and some amazing basil pesto to go with it. All right, and I've also got some fresh focaccia bread. Doesn't that sound good? We're going to stick some fresh focaccia bread in the oven to go along with it. So I'll tell you what, I will post a picture as soon as everything is done. I kind of thought I'd have it all together, but you know, that happens when you're cooking. Not all the time do you get everything to come out at the same time, right? So I think I am probably going to start cleaning up my kitchen for a few minutes and then I will post a picture of the completed plate. How does that sound to you guys? Pretty good? I'm so glad with all of you watching and everybody that's reposting. If you don't mind, you know, say hi, give me a shout out, and if you don't mind sharing this video, I would love it. Once again, I am actually going to post the recipes down later, and if you want to see this later, I'm going to have it posted to my YouTube channel so you can see, you know, cooking kind of clean with Kenda, and because I'm kind of a mess and we always have to cook with bacon or something that's not exactly on a clean and healthy living, right? So if you're just now joining me, I am so glad that you've joined us today. I'm Terry, I see you. Jenna, Jen, how you guys doing? It's good to see you. Madison, nice. So I'm so glad that you guys have joined us. Please, you know, enjoy this video. I'm hoping that I can do a couple of these a week, among a few other things, you know, because cooking is one of my passions. Oh, thank you. I absolutely love to cook, and so I'd like to share that some with you. Now, is it always going to be, you know, a healthy option? Probably not. So, because that's just not me. Remember I told you I was making those 3 major changes in my life? Well, those 3 are walking, doing some walking more, drinking more water, a lot more water, and laying off of sugary drinks. What that did not include was fried foods and any white stuff. So for me, you know, that still includes flour and sugar. And while I might try to make something that's a little bit healthier from time to time, chances are I am still going to continue to make some of those fan favorites, you know, because chicken and dumplings, right? That's really good. And as we get to grill season, I have got some incredible things to make. Maybe one of these days coming up on Easter, we'll do something like lamb skewers and kebabs and things that we can do on the grill, some different sauces and things like that. Because some of this takes a little bit of time, like the tapenade. When I say it takes time, just the prep time more than anything else. Once you actually get down to it, tapenades, pestos, things of that nature only take about 5 minutes. They really don't take a long time. So once you have those prepped, and if you choose a day of the week to prep some of these fun things, such as the tapenades, the pestos, the sauces, then all you have to do is pull them out of the refrigerator the night that you're getting ready to cook, get ready, and then there you go, right? So pretty good stuff. That's what I like, because once you prep, you can cook faster and easier throughout the week. So let's just see here. Let's see what we got. All right, bear with me. I'm going to sit you guys down just for 1 second so I can use both hands to pull some things out. Hi, here. You want to look at cheese, or do you want to look at, here we go, look at herbs for about 2 seconds. Okay, so talk amongst yourselves. If you guys have any questions on anything, please let me know. All right, so the easy fix, remember we talked about the green beans, doing some things like that. Just so that you guys know, what I'm doing right now out of Canada is actually grabbing utensils so that, you know, I don't absolutely kill myself. So I'm back again, yay. All right, so now we're gonna do some green beans on one side. Okay, so we've got some green beans for dinner right there, and I'll show you this in just a moment. I'm going to go get the chicken and the pasta. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, and we're coming back. And now, let me show you how good this looks. All right, little sun-dried tomato. All right, so this, ladies and gentlemen, is basically your dinner for the evening. Okay, as you can see, we do have our amazing and wonderful, we have green beans, we have our stuffed chicken, isn't that nice? Along with the pasta. See it? The pasta with, I'm going with the sun-dried tomato pesto tonight, but you can also use the basil pesto. All right. Hey, Winter, how you doing? Are you hungry? Doesn't that look nice? Isn't that a pretty plate? All right, and as soon as my bread gets warmed up, we're gonna have some nice focaccia bread, which I can actually use the olive tapenade on or the pesto. And we're using these nice healthy oils such as olive oil or avocado oil. Let's look outside of the oils. The nuts that we're using, we use pine nuts in the pesto. So we're really, really looking at how to use these normal things and make them healthy, right? So you think this is going to be good tonight, right? Right. How can you not have something that's got cheese and bacon and sun-dried tomatoes and chicken? It's going to be fantastic. So I can't wait. Right? So thank you guys so much for joining in today. So thrilled. You guys shared this video. It's been great seeing all of you. Winner, I love you to death. You're fantastic. All right, so we'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful evening. Happy Monday. Great start to the week. So everyone, let's get healthy. All right, bye.